when it comes to the pronouncing of such letter, I said before it's very close to the vowel in English a. Now let me just have a look at this. When we have the state of voicing, the position of the tongue, the height of the tongue, I would like we have here a diagram for the oral speech system. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
If you would like to produce the sound, we have to focus more attention on three important elements. Okay. The first one here is the state of the voicing. Here is it.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, state of the voicing here means that at our larynx, we can find two vocal flaps.
Yeah.
And the air stream, well, actually the air stream is the major point in producing any sound.
Yeah.
We cannot actually produce any sound until we have air stream coming out from the lungs.
Yeah.
Okay. So the air stream is coming up from the lungs, and it passes through the vocal flaps. Here is it. Here is my point. Can you see that? Here in this part.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we say ah, can you put your hand here at your Adam's apple?
Yeah.
And say
Yeah.
ah. How do you feel it?
So I find that there is a vibration here.
Exactly. This is the main
here,
point for me.
from
Yep.
here.
Talham. Well, it's actually here, Sam. Talham. Can you see that? Ah. Well, here probably you can find the esophagus, something like that. But
Yeah.
here, if you put your hand here, you just put your hand here. So you can
Yeah,
find vibration. But
Yeah.
that means that this sound is a voiced sound, which means that the airstream which coming up from the lungs touches the the vocal flaps here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, Ahmed,
Yeah, there was some.
I think that here the nasal cavity
Yep.
obstructs or closes so that the air stream comes out from the mouth.
Yep. I think you are absolutely correct, Sam. Can you see that? This is the nasal cavity. This is the oral cavity here,
Yeah.
which is here. Can you see that? Now, the airstream is coming up from the lungs, and the first step here, it touches the vocal flaps.
Yes.
So we have vibration in producing the sound.
Yeah.
But after that, okay. Now the airstream is coming up through the pharynx here. You know what the pharynx? It's something like a channel that
Yeah.
carried the food, the airstream, everything. Okay. And the airstream is coming up here in the pharynx. And what's happening is that we have two important parts in the oral speech system. The first one is the nasal cavity, which is probably related to the nose.
Yeah.
And the second one, which is the mouth. If the airstream in Arabic, in producing any Arabic letter, if we produce any letter and the airstream is coming up from the mouth, it's described as oral.
Oral, yeah.
Right.
It's oral.
But if the airstream is coming out from the nose,
So it is nasal.
it's nasal sound. Excellent, Osam. Well, can we find something like that in English or in European languages generally?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
We have.
I think in English we do have nasals or nasal sounds.
Yeah.
We have ma, na, ing.
Yes.
Yep.
As in going, for example.
Exactly, Osam.
Or writing.
Right. Okay. Can we find that in Arabic?
Well, actually, I
Yep.
think we don't have nasal
Yep.
sounds in Arabic.
Yep. So
There is
here
no
I-
such sounds, yeah.
Okay. I can tell you here a very important note. In Arabic, we do have also nasal sounds.
Yeah.
We have meme, ma. We have noon, noon,
Yeah.
na. But we don't have ing, as we have in
Yeah,
English,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is writing, stuff like that. But anyway, so if you would like to classify any sound in Arabic, you have to pay your attention to whether it's oral sound coming up from the mouth or it's a nasal sound. Can you see that? Okay. Now let's move on here to the following step. Position of the tongue. Well, the airstream which is coming up from the lungs, what's happening is that it's not actually coming through the nasal cavity. It's coming through the oral cavity. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And what's happening here is that this sound is produced by the position of the tongue, which is front.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce this sound again? Ah,
Ah.
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 But how about if you can say ah?
Oh.
Do you feel difference in the position of the tongue?
Yeah.
Yep. Tell me, Usama, please.
I think that in A,
Yep.
the position of the tongue is front.
It's front. Exactly.
Yeah. But in A, I
Yep.
think it is back.
It's back.
more back.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This is my point. I think that's very important to know how can we produce the sound perfectly. Okay. Now, the height of the tongue. We discussed before that the airstream is coming up from the lungs, going through the oral cavity, and the position of the tongue taking the form of the front position, and the height of the tongue actually is low.
Yes.
Okay. So, can you say it again? So you say, ah.
A.
Can you feel the height of the tongue?
Yeah.
It's very low.
Very low.
Okay. So, do you have any question about producing the sound?
No.
Okay. Now, this is another challenging point for learning Arabic,
Yeah.
especially for learning the first alphabet in Arabic. How can we write such alphabet? Alphabet written as a single stroke, drawn from top to down. Here is that. So, this is Aleph. Very simple line.
Yeah.
Don't focus more attention on Hamza because we do have Hamza actually, but I don't want to discuss the Hamza notion now. We
Yeah.
can discuss that later. But to write this sound, it's like that again. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just starting from the height from top position to down position.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we do that here from top to from the bottom position to the top position? No.
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 Yeah.
When we write this alphabet in the initial position, so we have to start once again here. Can you see that?
Yeah. So it is from top down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, when the alph follows another letter, it's written from bottom up. Oh. That's another different point.
Yeah.
Here is the main point for me. Let me just write, for example, any word, like, for example, lion, asad.
I said.
I don't want to focus on such letters now. We have here one letter, and we have here another letter.
Yeah.
Can you see that? But this is not my point now. My point is here.
Yeah.
On this alphabet, can you see that? Okay, so we do have actually here in this word, we have 3 letters. Let me just write it again. Here is it. Asad, which means lion.
Lion. Yeah.
Okay? So what we have here, a, and we have sa, we have dab. We did not discuss them. We're going to discuss them later, but
Yeah.
here is the first alphabet, which is ab. Can you find this letter? So I'm writing that here in this way, not in this way. Okay? Anyway,
And I think this helps us write quickly. Okay?
Exactly.
It saves our time.
exactly, Usama. I think
Okay.
that this is absolutely correct.
Yeah.